Hey guys, it's ready, time for us to cook and get our resurrection rolls made. Okay, before we get started, I want to show you kind of what the idea of resurrection rolls is. Okay, I'm going to start with a marshmallow, and the marshmallow is all nice and white. Okay, and the reason that we're using a marshmallow is because this is going to pretend to be kind of like Jesus in our story. So Jesus died and he rose again on Easter, right? But the reason that he died is because he was the only person that God had ever sent to earth that was pure and holy. And white symbolizes, or is supposed to act kind of like, something that is pure and holy. So that's the color white. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about what happened to Jesus when he died. So after he died, and they nailed him to the cross, and they put him, they took him down off the cross. And what they would always do then is they would not put them in a coffin or in a thing like they would today. They would wrap them up in grave clothes, they called it. They would wrap them up in like pieces of cloth, and they would put them in a tomb, or like a side of a mountain, like a cave. So that's what we're going to kind of pretend like today. We're going to wrap him in grave clothes, okay? So we're going to pretend like he has just died and given his life for the sins of those who trust in him. So we're going to have grave clothes, and those grave clothes are going to be those crescent rolls that we've used before, okay? And before they would wrap them up in the grave clothes, they would prepare their body with some oil. Now, instead of oil, we're going to do something that's going to taste a little bit better to us, and we're going to use some butter. And this butter is going to get to be smeared all over Jesus's body. So what you're going to do is use a knife to kind of rub the oil or the butter around on Jesus's body. You might even put a little bit on the grave clothes, okay? Then, to keep all the smells from smelling too badly, because when people die or when things die, they get kind of smelly. So they always put, with the oil, they always put spices. So the spice that we're going to use today is cinnamon, and we really love cinnamon. And we're going to even make it even better by adding a little bit of sugar. So this is a container that has sugar and cinnamon added to it. So if you don't want to use sugar and cinnamon already mixed up, you can use cinnamon and sugar that mommy and daddy have from a sprinkler, from a can, or in their sugar container. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of sugar and cinnamon over Jesus's body on the grave clothes. Okay, and now that I've got him all prepared, I'm going to wrap him up in his grave clothes. Okay, tuck him all in there until he's nice and covered. All right, you see him all covered in there? Oops, I'm knocking the cinnamon and sugar out. Okay, then I'm going to put him on my cookie tray, but this is going to be like the place where they would have put him on a shelf or a table kind of thing inside of the tomb. Now I have other grave clothes and other things that I'm going to go ahead and make up really quick so that we can have lots of little things like you would have seen if we would have been doing this at Arrow all together. So I'm going to pause the video and come right back to you and show you when they're all cooked. When they're all prepared and ready to go in the oven. All right? So we've got them all lined up, ready to go. But the thing that I want you to remember now is the rest of the story. So after they prepared his body, they wrapped him in the grave clothes, they put him in a tomb. So we are going to put him in our tomb, which is going to be our oven. And our oven is going to have a great big door that closes him in. And so that's going to be like the stone that they roll in front of the tomb, the hole in the cave hole, and to close him in the tomb, all right? And so we're going to pretend that he's in the tomb for 3 days. Now, he's not really going to be in the tomb for 3 days, then we would have burnt rolls, but we don't want those. So we're going to pretend like he's in there for 3 days, and it's really going to be about 13 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to put him in our oven, and we're going to pretend like he's in there for 3 days. Here's our tomb oven, and then we're going to close the door, and that's our stone. Okay, so you ready? I'll be back whenever he's all done, and there's going to be some magic because we know that he doesn't stay dead. We know that he is alive. So wait and see what happens. Okay, our 3 days, pretend 3 days, is all up and everything is finished, and I'm going to show you what has happened. They've cooled off just a little bit so that we can have them, so I can touch them. Now let me get a spatula and I'll show you what has happened, because we said that after 3 days they came and Jesus was not in the tomb anymore. And the angel said, he is not there. He is alive. He has risen. So let's see if our Jesus is still in the tomb, okay? Here's his grave clothes. Let's see if I can get it all off of here. It's got some ooey gooey stickies here. Okay, you ready? What do you notice? Do you see our white marshmallow in there anymore? Oops, this is the good part. That's the good crunchy part. He's not there. He has risen. And if you open it up, you can find that our grave, he is all out of his grave clothes. He has risen. So now you get to talk to Mommy and Daddy about what you think happened. It's a miracle, right? Because the miracle of Jesus raising from the dead is a miracle indeed. Happy Easter. I love you guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.